Okie dokie. So, welcome back to the Success Framework. As you should probably remember, we've created your vision, your purpose, and your values. The last piece of the direction setting, the analysis, the why, is legacy. Legacy is all about what you'll leave behind for your family and for the company and your industry as a whole. By nailing legacy, you pretty well know the end state of your company. This is useful as far as goal setting. It's useful for ensuring not only your purpose, core direction, but also the business's overarching direction is going in the right way. Why I really like this is when we get into the goals section, if anything, one could say that the legacy maps to your 10-year goals, your vision maps to your 3-year goals. So that they are useful in giving you a thread to help drive goal setting. But it is also about the type of change you want to create in the world or the impact you want to have. And so, like with the last video, we're now starting to build some momentum. And so we're just going to get into it, crack on, and do what we need to do. Because now that you know why, what, and how I work and how this program goes together, it's about getting you the outcome as quickly as you can consume it and write. So what we will be doing is we will define what you want to leave behind for your family and what you want to leave behind in your career or your company. And yeah, super easy, basic. Easy is the wrong word. It is simple. Sometimes simple things are hard to create. Like always, we're going to do our activities, reflection, and actions. This will help get us there. And as I've sort of stated, we're straight into it. So there's really only 2 or 3 questions to get through legacy. But we will go through a process of repetition like we've been doing. So the first thing we're going to focus on is personally for your family. And not yet, but in a minute, I'll ask you to pause the video and set a timer for about maybe 3 to 7 minutes. And then we'll repeat that process 2 or 3 times. So the question is that I want you to reflect on is, when you leave this world, what will you leave your parents, if they're still alive, your partner, your children, your siblings, extended family in the world? What is it that you're going to leave behind? And when you think about this, consider what tangible, emotional, mental, and educational lessons you'll leave behind. The idea is to, I'm never sure anymore in 2024 how this reflecting on your death stuff is going to play out. I spent a lot of time obsessed with Stoicism and Stoic philosophy, and there's that whole memento mori and amor fati, this focus of living in awareness of your death. Super useful activity for getting clear on what matters to you and prioritizing what matters. So on the surface, it seems morbid, but I sort of trust the years of philosophy and my personal experiences in business and setting up legacy statements that this sort of reflection is pretty valuable. So stick with me. Trust me, don't trust me, whatever, just do it anyway. So in a moment, pause the video, set a timer for 3 minutes. We're going to do this 2 or 3 times. And I want you to ask the question, when I leave this world, what will I leave my partner and children? Pause the video, write for 3 minutes, then come back. Okay, now I'll ask the question this way. When you leave this world, what will you leave your siblings, extended family, once you move on? Cousins, all that sort of stuff. Consider what tangible, emotional, mental, or educational lessons you'll leave behind. 3 minutes. What are you going to leave your siblings and extended family? Pause the video, go. Okay. Third and final, you're leaving this world, you're reflecting on what you've left behind. Answer the question, When I leave this world, what will I leave the world behind? What tangible, emotional, mental, and education lessons have you left the world? Pause the video, write for 3 minutes. Okay. Now what you should have is a whole range of things that you want to leave behind. Similar to what we've been doing with the other activities, I want you to, in a moment, pause the video and circle the things that stand out the most, that mean the most, that are the most important to you. So pause the video, doing a little bit of affinity mapping, identify the critical and key themes. Pause the video, do that now. Okay. Now, what we should be able to do is you should be able to use this template and write a bit of a legacy statement. It's just play, just have some fun. In a moment, I'll show you my very, very long-winded one. I haven't condensed it down yet, but I guess I show you what progress looks like, not perfection. So you'll take everything that you reflected on and you will use this template and you'll say something like, I will leave my family XYZ assets. I will have taught them ABC lessons and they will be able to set up for whatever it is. It might look something like this. I will leave my family enough passive income for the next 2 generations to do whatever they want for a living. I've taught them how to be amazing people that are liked, valued, and loved. They will have learned how to be amazing partners to the person they want to live with till they die. They will remember me for going after my dreams and helping them to do the same. So pause the video, have a crack, progress, not perfection, come up with your legacy statement. Pause the video, 3 to 7 minutes, then come back and we'll close off. Okay. What you should have, your first draft statement, you've used the template, you've got a workbook. I didn't show you the workbook, but I think by now you don't need to see it. Legacy, here's the content we're going through. There's your legacy statements. You can use this. Yeah, pretty straightforward. We're not quite done yet. Let's move on to the second half. Okay, second half. Now what you're focusing on is your company. So now that you know the experience of writing something for yourself, now put yourself in the shoes of the company. And so the question will be in a moment, what will I leave the workforce or my company? What will be my legacy? What will I leave for my colleagues, the company, the next generation that will have changed, improved, and innovated my industry? Again, you'll consider the tangible, emotional, mental, educational lessons you've left others, and consider what the company you work for will have as a result of your contribution. I mean, you work for, you created, you're a part of, whatever. So I'll break it down into 3 separate sections like I did last time, and your job is to just write out what you come up with. Okay. So first question. When you leave the workforce, when you leave your company, when you hand it over to the next generation, what will be your legacy? What will you leave behind? Pause the video, 3 minutes, start writing. Now that you're back, next question. When you leave the workforce, close your, hand over your company, sell it, whatever it is, what will you leave for your colleagues and the next generation? What tangible, emotional, mental, and education lessons will you leave for others? Take a minute, pause, journal that out. Okay, next angle. When you leave the workforce, what will you have changed, improved, and take 3 minutes, answer the question, what will have I changed, improved, and innovated within the workforce, within my career, within my industry? Pause the video, 3 minutes now. Okay. Last couple of parts. Again, a little bit more journaling. Last question. Consider your whole career, consider everything that you've done for your company. What will the company have as a result of your contribution? Pause the video, 3 minutes writing, pause, jump into the next piece in a minute. Okay, you should be getting a sense of a theme. You've got a whole bunch of stuff written down. Hopefully you've got the point that the more you write, the better. And here's our template. Should be familiar with it. So I will leave my company, blah, 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 assets. I will have taught people I work with, blah, 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 blah. My industry will have changed in the following ways because of my approach. So it could look something like this. Again, this is about progress, not perfection. I will show some of you that do the face-to-face and online stuff when we're physically together. I'll show you sort of the tools and systems I use to create traceability. I say that because this is very wordy. I will read it to you, but the key point is it doesn't need to be this. It can be tighter and tighter over time. I will leave my company high-valued intellectual property that is delivered to people all over the world, delivered by our people who are masters of their domain. I will have taught people how to be successful in life and business, no matter what they want to go after. The consulting industry will have truly become a values-driven industry that operates from a practical space. I will have redefined what personal development looks like and its place in work and life. So that's an example. 3 to 7 minutes. Review all the notes you've just taken. Review maybe your personal life example. And I want you to spend 3 to 7 minutes creating your first draft legacy statement. Pause the video, come back when you're done. Okay. So you've got the template. You should have written up an example. Legacy, again, super important, going to be super reusable down the track. But it is also the last part of the why, the direction setting. And so with the legacy identified, you're one step closer to completing the success framework. And so if values plus purpose equals vision, those three of them feed up into your legacy and what you're going to leave behind. And so it's my hope in this moment, you should have documented a super clear, inspirational direction for your business, your team, yourself, whatever level it is you're doing this at, that allows you to see where you're going and lets you know if you're on track along the way. You should have some values that we're going to reuse later for the attraction and onboarding and offboarding of people within the company, and a whole heap of stories that you're going to be able to reuse when communicating what's important about your business, and then a whole heap of copy and content that you can leverage down the track as well. All of this feeds what we do next, which is we jump into the strategy component of the success framework. You might say strategy. You could also say what. We did the why, which is direction, analysis. We're now going to jump into the what. Bunch of practical tools, techniques, and strategies for articulating the what of your business, how it's configured, the value you deliver, your core customers, and who you're competing with, and the relative attributes between you and your competitors. Super excited about shifting gears into this practical canvas-driven section. And so, yeah, thank you so much for joining in on the Success Framework journey. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Rock and roll. Okie dokie, and see you soon.